Hello everyone, welcome to CodeCore Academy, and this is the first video on learning Python. So in this video I will talk about the basics of Python, how to install Python, and how to write our first program in it. So let's keep up with this video till the end. So you don't need to have any knowledge on programming. You can still go with this video and I will show you everything how to write code on Python. So the first thing you need to do is download Python and install it. Let's go to Google Chrome and search for Python. So let's go to downloads option and there is a button to download Python. I am using Windows platform, that's why this is showing download for Windows. If you are using Mac OS X or any other Linux platform, you can go to these two options. So let's download this. So this installer has been downloaded. Let's open it. Now before clicking on this install now option, don't forget to click on this checkbox, add Python 3.8 to path. Now I've checked it. Okay, now click on this install now option and Python is being installed. So our installation has been finished. Let's proceed to the programming part. So after installing Python, let's go to start button and write IDLE. So this stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment. This is actually the inbuilt IDE to work with Python. We will not use any other IDE like Anaconda or PyCharm over here. We will use this inbuilt IDE. Let's open this. Now the window you see here is the Python shell. This is known as Python shell. We can give input and see the output in this shell, and we can also execute different Python codes in this shell. But in here we will create a new file and write our first program in that file. Let's go to file and create new file. This is a blank file. We will write our first program in this file and I will show you how to write this thing. So the very first program we will write here is the hello world program. That means we will print hello world in the output window, that is the shell. So let's write print, and in this parenthesis let's write hello world in the single quote. You can also use double quote. I will talk about quotes later, but for now just keep in mind, if we write anything in this parenthesis of print, this will print this text in the output window. So to mention a text we have to use the quotes. So now let's run this. Click on run and then run module. To run a module, to run our program, we first need to save our program. Let's click on OK and save this file. Let's name it hello world and click on save. Now our program is running and we can see the output is hello world over here. So you can see the output of this program is showing in the shell. So we can create new programs by creating a new file, and we can run this program in our Python shell. Our first program was to print something in the shell. So we have achieved that by writing the print command. This print command helps us to print anything in the output window in the shell. We can see any program's output in the shell by printing the output. So I have used a single quote to print this hello world text. If you want to use any text, if you want to print any text, you have to use this single quote or double quote. You can use any quote. So when I'm saying text over here, this in Python text known as strings. So in here, hello world is a string. When you want to mention a string, when you want to print a string or work with strings, you have to mention this single quote or double quote. We can also use double quote. So here again I'm writing a string with a double quote. Let's print CodeCore Academy. I've written it using double quotes. This will also work. Let's run this thing. Click on run module, and every time before running we have to save our program. Let's click on OK. The program was saved and this program is running, and this is the output over here. Just like this, we can print anything using the print command. And what if we want to print more than one thing? Just like I've written two different strings with two different print command, but what if we want to print more than two strings or more than two outputs? By using only print command, we can do that by doing just like this. Again printing, and then we can use this comma. Okay, now this comma will separate these two lines, these two strings or texts, and this print will print these two texts. Now run this program, run module. Now click on OK. Yeah, so I was printing these two different texts by separating them using this comma, and they have been printed side by side. Now there are many different ways to work with this print command. In this print command I have printed two different texts in same line. Now if we want to print different texts or different things, different outputs in different lines, now let's do this. Print now I've written once again, sorry, there's a spelling mistake. Once again printing and CodeCore Academy. Now I want to print these three texts in three different lines. Now how would I do that? Let's write SEP. This is actually a parameter. We call this a parameter. This is the option when we will provide an option to separate these three texts. Now we will separate these three texts using a new line character, which is this. The \n is known as the new line character. So this new line character will be printed after each text we print. So this new line character will work as a separator between these three texts, and this new line character will be printed between these three texts. So these three texts will get printed in different three lines. So let's run this program. Okay, now you can see that once again printing and CodeCore Academy have been printed in three different lines. So the SEP option is now working as the separator between these three texts. We can also print numbers. We can also work with numbers in Python. I've shown you how to print texts. Now this is the time for. We can also work with numbers. We can also print values, numbers in Python. So let's print a number. So that's how we can print any number. There is no any special way to do it. So let's run this. and we can see the value in the output. Like this we can print numbers, and we can also print more than one values with single print command, obviously. So let's write some numbers by separating them in comma. We can also print these values in different lines by using the separator command, and obviously with a new line character. So let's run this. All these numbers will get printed in different lines. So you can see these numbers got printed in different lines because we were using the separator option with the new line character. So that's how we can print values in different lines. We can print numbers. So that's how we can print something in the Python shell in the output. There are more different ways to print something, and I will show them in my later videos. Till then, keep it up. Have a good day.